Oh, that light. Yeah, it's like shining. No. It's the back like that. So I might do this. It's the back like it shines. It's like a glare. Yeah, it's right there too. No. It's weird. Do that. Okay, let me do this. Perfect. This is good. This is good. Yeah, that's good. It's good. All right. Hello, everyone. We're gonna give everyone a couple minutes to about a minute to log on. All right. 30 seconds and we'll log on. All right, Mrs. Ray. Well, Mr. Ray. How would we try Mr. Ray? That made me feel better. This hair on my face. I think you can call me Mr. Just call me Ray. How about that? Just call me Ray. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna let's get started. My name is Ray. You guys met me from the videos. It's a pleasure to meet everyone. This has been a long time coming. There's been a lot of chatter in the WhatsApp group. So it's finally a good chance to meet everyone. So let's just kind of do some housekeeping. I know that some of you are low-level English. Some of you are intermediate. Some of you are advanced. Some of you are going to university or you're just at advanced. And we're going to have opportunities for everyone to be able to learn some English. So how is this going to work? Well, it's going to work like this. We're going to give a couple free sessions a week, and each free session will be 30 minutes. In that free session, we're going to give you some activities to do. Okay, we'll give you some activities to do. If you want those activities graded by myself or reviewed, and you want to have a discussion, whether a group discussion or a one-on-one discussion, then we will give you some instructions to go about and doing one-on-one instruction. Okay. So that's how we will hold these sessions. So we'll hold several free sessions, some sessions for beginners, some sessions for intermediate, and some sessions for advanced. Okay. So today, what I want to do in our first session is tell you, number one, more about the Fort Hays State University virtual summer camp, because I think there's some misunderstandings or misconceptions as to what's going to happen in that summer camp. Now, that summer camp, although it's in English, is not necessarily an English course. It's an opportunity to meet people from all over the world and meet the staff members and faculty, teachers, and professors at Fort Hays State University. Now, Fort Hays State University is a university located in a place called Hays, Kansas. Hays, Kansas is located in the middle of the United States. It's a middle state, so we call it the Midwest. The Midwest. So it's the group of states that you get to before you get to the West, which would be California, Washington State, Nevada. Okay, and many Saudis have gone to school at Fort Hays State University. So it's not a place it's a place that Saudis are very familiar with, and people in the Middle East very, very familiar with. So the virtual summer camp is just an opportunity for you to meet people from all around the world and discuss in English different ideas and concepts around academic life in an American university. So you can ask a lot of questions. They'll give you a lot of good information. And it should be a very fun experience for everyone. But it is not a English course per se. It is not an English course. You can learn some English, but it's not like we're going to be teaching you in that course, nouns and pronouns and complex sentences and speaking and listening, but you will be doing some speaking and listening, okay? They may even have you do a little writing, okay? So that's what the virtual course is on the 15th and 16th of June. And we hope all you guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, come and join us for that course. So the 30-minute course, again, I will announce when we will set up the 30 minutes courses. We'll do them a couple times a week and they'll be for free. After doing that course or towards the end of the course, we'll give you an assignment. And if you want that assignment graded, we will give you opportunities to grade and interact and talk and give you a little bit more one-on-one. All right, because I know a lot of you guys actually want English courses. Now, how can you improve your English? That's the number one question that I get. Mr. Ray, how can I improve my English? Well, the first way to improve your English is doing some things that you're doing right now. And that is get into forums and listen to someone speak English, okay? But these opportunities there are not a lot of chances to have opportunities like this. Well, you guys have the internet, you have, YouTube, you have TikTok. All these places are great places to learn English. You can also get Netflix and watch your favorite movies. And my advice would be not to put the closed caption on where the words come at the bottom. Just listen and watch what's going on and listen and just see if you can begin to understand what's going on based on what is being said and the actions are taking place. Okay. The other things you can do or watch in your free time is the news. The news is a very good media, a very good outlet or source rather to watch or to learn English. The news, right? So the news, they normally speak slow enough and they use vocabulary that that is not very high at a high level. So watching the news is very good. So the BBC, Fox News, CNN, whatever news you want to watch, that's another. For some people, that might be a very boring way. And the other way is to get some Western friends or get friends who speak English fluently, and that's another great way to learn. The main thing in order to learn any language is you got to stay at it, and you have to practice. You have to listen. You have to try it out through speaking. All right, and you have to try to read the language as much as you can. So start off with a children's book. Go to Jareer or go online and get a children's book to read. One good site that you can go to is a site called, and it's a kid's site, but it's a great way to learn English. So if I was learning Arabic, I would learn it watching children's videos. Same thing for you. Learn English by watching children's videos. All right. And I just put the site that you can go on to. And these they're audio and they also visual books. Okay. And they have the words attached to them. And there are also lesson plans there with those books. So that site right there is a great way to get some basic English. All right. Very good way to get some basic English. Someone says you can also listen to songs. Songs can be very good. All right. Now, the one bad thing about songs, especially if you listen to rap music or hip hop, is sometimes they use language that is not nice, and they talk about things that maybe are pretty inappropriate. So you got to be mindful of that. Okay. So some songs might have some ideas and concepts and words that you probably don't want to use around people. So just be careful about songs. Okay. But songs are a good way to begin to understand music. Okay. Now, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you something, and we're going to have a conversation about it. And you can write in the chat what you see. And if you're brave enough, you can come online and ask me to unmute you, because I think you can. I think you can. I think I can unmute you. Or you can unmute yourself, and then we can have a conversation, and then other people can listen in and join in. The one thing I'm going to ask is that everyone be respectful. All right, Alham, you have a question? You raised your hand, Alham? Okay, no. Okay, you raised your hand, so I'll lower it for you. All right, so I'm going to show you guys something. Right now, I'm going to share my screen. All right. All right. And I'm going to ask you guys some questions. All right, let's look at the first picture here. Can anybody tell me what they see here? You can write it in the chat. Can anybody tell me what they see in the picture? All right. All right, some people got it. Some people, all right, some people are being very specific. Yeah, I can see a fox. See, I can see a fox. I can see a fox. Yeah, yes, that's a fox. That is a fox. Yes, that's a fox. So I can see a fox. So I'll type this down. I need to bring up. So I can see a fox. So you see what I wrote? I can see a fox. I can see leaves. All right. I can see a forest. Yep, foxes live in the forest. What other places do foxes live? What other places do foxes live? I think Deemed, did you raise your hand? Want to unmute yourself? I think someone raised a hand. Maybe she touched it by mistake. Do foxes live in the jungle? Yeah, they live in the zoo. They're forced to live in the zoo. They live in the forest. I don't think foxes live in a jungle. They can live in a forest, the zoo. Can foxes live in the city? Can foxes live in the city? Can foxes live in the city? No. Yes, foxes can live in the city. In fact, my city, I live in a city called Baltimore in America, Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore is 30 minutes north of Washington, D.C. Is a big city in America. I think it's like the 20th biggest city in America, something like this. But we have foxes in our city, and I live in the city. So yeah, so foxes can live in the city. Foxes can live in the city. In fact, this type of fox that we're looking at right now lives in my city. Why do you think foxes can live in a city? How did foxes get to cities? How did foxes get to cities? I don't know. What do you think? How do foxes get to cities? You know what? I want to say Saudi Arabia does have foxes. I'm not sure, but I think Saudi has foxes. I think there are foxes in Saudi. Maybe not in Riyadh, but I think there are foxes in Saudi. Foxes do live in the woods, yes. All right, but foxes do live in the city. Foxes live in the city. Someone says they saw a fox in Mecca. Yeah, foxes are definitely in Saudi Arabia. Foxes, yeah, they're desert foxes for sure. All right. So how do you think foxes get to cities? How do you think you might see a fox in Mecca? Well, the answer to that is normally just like in Riyadh, we continue to move north in the desert, we start to invade animals' living spaces. We start to invade their houses where they live. So it's not that they're coming to the city, we're coming to them. So this is a big problem. We are killing animals' habitat. We call that habitat, a habitat. See there, Habitat, habitat. Yes, you can, Alham. You can open your mic. So one of the reason why we see foxes is not that they're coming to us, is normally because we're coming to them and we're invading their spaces of where they live. So even in my city of Baltimore, we build houses where foxes traditionally live. They naturally live. So they're asking, why are those people in my house? Okay. And what we're doing is we normally, that's one way we kill animals off, because when we build houses and roads, we take away their food and their form of survival. So that's one way animals come extinct. It's because man encroaches. That's an interesting word. Encroaches on animals' habitats. So we learned 2 words today. Encroach.
What does encroach mean? I didn't get that.
Encroach. Encroach means to invade, to step into someone's private space. All right, and not have permission to do it. All right. So if you walk into someone's house without their permission, we call that encroachment. Or somebody gets too close to you, they're encroaching you. It makes you feel uncomfortable. Okay. So if you wanted someone to step into your house or your property or your personal space, we wouldn't use encroach. Okay. We wouldn't use encroach. Encroach is a term that we use to say that somebody is somewhere they shouldn't be and they didn't have permission to be there. So we call that encroach, that person encroach. So encroach is a verb, it's an action word. But if I put the suffix ment, encroachment, then that becomes a noun. All right. So we learned 2 words, encroach, well, actually 3 words, encroach, encroachment, and habitat. Alham, you know what a habitat is?
Yeah, I know that.
It's where people live. All right. What is interesting about the fox that we see in the picture? What is interesting about the fox
His
that we
color?
see? Yeah, what color is that fox?
I don't know, a little bit of orange, and I kind of see brown. His tail is brown, as I see.
Orange, brown.
Also
right?
a little bit of white.
A little bit of white. I see some whatever colors right in the chat.
There's a black color also on the legs.
All right. Whatever colors do you see? I see black. His legs are black. All right. What do we call that? What do you call that color? There's a specific name for this color we give the animals. Somebody says golden brown. That's a good description. There's a tawny, right? Tawny, TAWN, tarn, tawny, tawny. I think that's right. There's another, it's escaping me. This is what happens when you get old, you forget things. But I think tawny, yeah, TAWNY, tawny. That's another, we normally would say that fox is a tawny color. However, I believe this fox name is called the red fox. I believe that's what we call this fox, the red fox.
But
so
his color is not red. So
yeah, his color's not red, but we call him the red fox. The red
can
fox.
you tell me, do you know why?
I have no idea why they call him a red fox. I think for some people, they look red for some people, even though he's not red per se, but because it's a hard color.
It's obviously it's not red. His color is not red, so I don't know why they're calling it red foxes.
I'm pretty sure they call them the red fox because of that tawny color. Okay. Let's see. What else interesting do you see about this fox? What do you see interesting about the fox? What is interesting about the fox? What is interesting about the fox? It's a fur coat. It looks like a fur jacket. In fact, some fur jackets are actually made of fox. some fur jackets are actually made of fox, and they're quite expensive, actually. They're quite expensive. Now, nowadays, like in the 70s and 80s, wearing a fox jacket or fox fur was really like you were really rich, like a real show off, right? Somebody really important. But nowadays, where it's now politically incorrect to wear fur, even though people still wear fur, and some cultures have to wear fur because they live in climates where they need to be warm, right? So they wear fur. But in other cultures and climates where it's not necessary, it's kind of passe. It's kind of passe. P-A-S-S-E. What does passe mean? It's kind of passe to wear fox or chinchilla or other animals. Passe means out of style, out of fashion. It also means lately politically incorrect, right?
Can I mention something?
Yes.
Some kind of animals, they to take the fur and being good, they need to take it when the animal alive without killing it. So it's kind of torturing them.
Right. So most of the time when they take an animal's fur, they don't kill it. Well, it depends. All right. Now, some people kill the animal because they're eating the animal for food. So, for instance, the leather shoes you wear, obviously that animal was killed for the leather. Okay, if it's real leather, and they probably also killed the animal for food. So it would be a waste to throw any part of the animal away. So what we have done over thousands of years is that we appreciate that God has given us animals so we can eat and that we can clothe ourselves, and even sometimes, and even to build our habitat, houses. So we try to use every portion of the animal, okay? And again, in 2021, it's kind of passe. In fact, a lot of people think it is torture to do these things to animal. And some of these people they don't eat meat. We call them vegans or vegetarians, all right? They don't eat meat not because they think it's healthy, because they don't want to feel like they are contributing to the torture of animals, okay? Now, there are some animals that must be sheared. Sheared, that's another word, sheared, C-H-E-R. Shear means to cut. Shear means to cut. Like you shear your hair at the barbershop, okay? And there's some animals that must be sheared because if you don't shear them, they actually would have, it actually be torture for them not to have their hair cut. Can anybody give me an animal that must be sheared? Does anybody know an animal that must be sheared? Yeah. Sure. Well, that's how
Like
I
sheep.
pronounce that. Anybody know an animal that must be sheared?
Like sheep.
Sheep. Sheep is the best example, because if sheep are not, if their fur or if their hair is not cut, then it gets really, really thick to the point where they can hardly walk. So that's almost a win-win. Now, interesting enough, lamb, sheep, interesting enough, that's kind of a man-made invention. Through evolution, we have domesticated sheep to the point where that happens for our purpose. So we kind of manipulated that situation because before man domesticated, that's another word, domesticated. What does domesticated mean? Domesticated. Domesticated. Anybody know what the word domesticated means? Just write that in the chat. Before man domesticated sheep, they probably did, their hair probably did not grow as much. But over time, after man domesticated over thousands of years, their hair has grown, can grow quite quickly to the point where if it's not sheared, it could cause a problem. Anybody know what the word domesticated means? All right. Domesticated for animals means to make local or to bring from wild to tamed, to tame, to tame, right? To tame. So to domesticate something means to tame it. Okay. What other animals have we domesticated? What other animals have we domesticated? Can anybody type other animals that we have domesticated? Cats, we domesticated cats. You didn't receive my message on the chat? I'm typing. Let's see. To tame, to domesticate. Hopefully you got it that time. What other animals have we domesticated? Someone wrote cats. What other animals have we domesticated?
Dogs.
Dogs. What else? We said sheep, right? I just gave you sheep. We domesticated birds, for sure. Any other animals we have domesticated?
Maybe rabbits.
Yeah, to an extent. The rat.
I think so. No, not a rat.
I don't think we domesticated rats. Rats are probably domesticated us. Now, I wouldn't say we domesticated.
They've been created, like they are domesticated by God. We don't need to do that for them.
Frogs. Yeah, I don't think we domesticated frogs. Nah.
Not at all.
Some people keep frogs as pets, but they're not domesticated. No.
They're not even having hair.
Like even like you watch those videos on TikTok where somebody in Dubai has a lion. We don't say we domesticated lions, right? Let's see. Yeah, we domesticated horses. We definitely domesticated horses. All right, so we got birds, horses, dogs, cats, sheep. Can we think of one more animal that's been domesticated? One more animal that has been domesticated? Cows. Yeah, I'll go with cows. I am to, oh, you know what? I think I know what the problem is. I had it for everyone in the waiting room. It's everyone in the meeting. That's why I don't like this new setup. Yes, elephants is a good one. Oh, you're giving the answer. The teacher is giving the answer.
Teacher, excuse me.
Yeah, I got it now. You guys, so let me give you the vocabulary words. So you got to tame, to domesticate. What else? To share. Even though I've been told I've been saying it wrong, but that's the way I pronounce it. Yeah, elephants definitely have been domesticated. What's the other word? Encroach. To encroach. To encroach. Passe, which means out of fashion. Camels, there you go. Y'all, that should have been the first animal you guys came up with was camels. Gee, we're in Saudi Arabia and it took us that long to say camels. Come on now. That should have been the first when you guys came up as the camel. That's your country's mascot. Monkeys. Have we domesticated monkeys? I think
They're not being domesticated.
I
I don't think so.
no. I think they're smart enough that we live like there's some societies who live in harmony with monkeys, but I wouldn't say we domesticated them. There are
No.
some people who have monkeys for pets, but I
Oh my
wouldn't
God.
say we domesticated them. Normally, let me say
Like
normally,
the circus owners.
right. But let me say this. Normally, when you domesticate an animal, you're domesticating the animal for a service. So camels do a service, right? Cats
Yes.
do a service. Cats do a
Dogs do a
service.
service.
Dogs do a service. Elephants do a service. Birds do a service. Oh, bees. Are bees domesticated? I'm going to say bees are not domesticated.
They are way too small. You can't even see them.
Well, that's not that because they're too small. I think we need bees. So we create situations where we work in harmony with
Someone
bees.
just wrote donkey.
Donkey, yes. Yes, donkey is domesticated for sure. That's a good one, donkey. That's a good one, a donkey. Now, donkeys are, what are they, half mule, half horse, right? Half mule, half horse, something like that. So I think donkeys are actually man-made, man-engineered animals. I think so. I think donkeys are man-engineered animals. So, yeah. But we can go with donkeys. We say donkeys are domesticated. We definitely say donkeys are domesticated. All right, good. So we got a couple words on the book. Let's look at one more thing. Now, the fox. The fox is an interesting animal. And if you ever watched cartoons with foxes in them, what type of characteristics does a fox normally have? What type of characteristics does a fox know? Normally, foxes are always associated with being what? They're hard to get. As sly as a fox. So they're hard to capture. Yes. Why? Because they're very smart, right? They're known for being very, very deceptive. Deceptive. That's a good word. Manipulating. All right. One of my favorite movies, even to this day, is what is it? Oh, I can't remember the name of the movie. It's one of my favorite. Is it the slime? What is it, Mr. Fox? What is that movie? What's the guy's name? He plays the voice. The handsome guy that always wins the handsome man of the year. George Clooney. He what's that George Clooney? Hold on a second. I can't believe I can't remember the name of the movie. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. It is hold on. It's like a cartoon, it's like claymation. George Clooney, The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Watch that movie. The Fantastic Mr. Fox. You'll love it. It's a good movie. The Fantastic Mr. Fox. And in The Fantastic Mr. Fox, what characteristics does Mr. Fox have? Clever, deceptive, smart, ultra intelligent. Yes. Sly, deceptive. What's another word? Smart, intelligent, cunning. Foxes are cunning, right? Cunning is synonymous with deceptive. Okay, they're synonyms. Sly, they're all synonyms. Sly, cunning, deceptive. So that means, what does cunning means? Cunning means deceptive. They're tricky. They'll try to trick you. Somebody already wrote it, tricky. All right. Why do you think the fox is associated with those words, tricky, sly, cunning, deceptive, intelligent? Why are they associated with those words?
Because he knows how to pick his victim.
Exactly. Exactly. They're very skilled hunters. They're very skilled hunters. Okay. And they use their brain to hunt. They use their brain to outfox you. So you hear that expression. He outfoxed me. He outfoxed me. He outfoxed me. Right? What does that mean? That means he took an advantage over you. He tricked you. He was smarter. He outdid you. He outcompeted you. He outperformed you using his what? His brain. All right. So foxes are very, very smart. And in that way, maybe foxes will not be, probably a hard animal to domesticate. Probably a very, very hard animal to domesticate. All right. All right. So being cunning and deceptive, these are words and characteristics associated with the fox, mainly because they're very smart animals. And last question. What family do you think foxes are relatives to? So what other animals do you think foxes are related to? What other animals do you think foxes are? Well, they are mammals. So foxes are mammals for sure. And why are foxes mammals? Because what? Why are foxes mammals? What do you need to be a mammal? What do you have to be a mammal? Foxes are canines, yes. Wolves, yes. So foxes are related to wolves, and wolves are also canines. So they're closely related to wolves. Which one is more powerful, a wolf or a fox? Which one is more powerful, a wolf or a fox? Wolf.
A fox?
Of course.
Wolf is more powerful. Yes, wolf is more
I think
powerful.
foxes because they are more tricky.
Yeah, well, foxes are smarter than wolves, even though wolves are actually pretty smart also. Most canines are actually pretty smart. Most canines are actually pretty smart. But I think in a fight, I know in a fight, a wolf would beat a fox. A wolf would beat a fox, mainly because the wolf is stronger. All right.
Yeah, but here we're talking about the brain. Maybe the wolf is stronger physically, but the fox is stronger by his mind. He can use his mind to take down the wolf.
I agree. Maybe the fox can outfox the wolf. Maybe
You
the
know,
fox.
the foxes are very tricky about their victims. It seems like they're planning how they will take it down.
Absolutely. No, but don't underestimate the intelligence of a wolf. The wolves are pretty intelligent. Going back to the mammal question, somebody said milk to the young. Who wrote that? Is that Jenna? She says mammals give milk to their children. Yes, mammals do that. Let me ask you a question. Can mammals, do mammals lay eggs? Do mammals lay eggs?
As far as I know, I don't think so.
No, mammals don't lay eggs. And that's one way we know an animal is not a mammal. Here's a question. Do dolphins lay eggs?
Yes, I think so. Most fishes do that.
But I thought dolphins were mammals. Are dolphin mammals? Are dolphins mammals? Dolphins are mammals. Dolphins are mammals, believe it or not. They do not lay eggs. Dolphins are mammals. What other sea animal is a mammal? What other?
Maybe the shark?
No, shark is not a mammal. They actually lay eggs. They actually lay eggs. What other animal is not a mammal? Excuse me, whatever water-borne creature is a mammal. Anybody know? The whale. The whale is a mammal. The whale is a mammal. Okay. Okay. The whale is a mammal. All right. Sea lions. Hold on a second. Sea lions. Are sea lions mammals? You might be right.
Sea snakes.
Sea lions. Sea snakes. What's a sea snake?
Sea snake. It's a snake, but in this type which is living in the sea, and they lay eggs. They are laying eggs.
So sea lions are mammals. Sea lions are mammals. Good job. I was unsure about that. Sea snakes, I must say, yeah, all snakes lay eggs. So snakes are not mammals. Okay. All right. So what I want to do now is we're going to wrap this session up. I'm going to check my read theory, and we're going to see who won the 50 Riyal gift card for Starbucks. So let's see who won. Why is it on that? Let's see who won. All right, let's log in and we'll see who the winner is. All right, so we're checking just to see how many people, how many quizzes you did, not the score. Uh-oh, let's see who the winner, let's see who the winner is. All right. Oh, this person won by 1. This person won by 1 quiz. So the highest number of quiz taken was 9. And Miss Nora Al-Fahad, I think I'm saying that right. Nora Al-Fahad, 44. She wins the contest. All right, so Nora, you get the 50 Riyal Starbucks card. So make sure you send me a message if you're on the call. I'll put the results in the group.
What contest is that? I didn't see it.
We did that. We did that the first day in the first group. I mentioned it a couple times. I've mentioned it a couple times. Okay. I mentioned it a couple times, but we'll have more contests. Don't worry about it. Do the read theories. The read theories are really, really good. If you want to improve your English, reading is a great way to improve your English. On top of as much time as possible listening and then talking. So what you did out ham is a great way, and what we did today is a great way to learn is by engaging the language, any language. It's by engaging. It's a great way to learn anything. So I would strongly suggest that you continue to read theories. Now, what I'm not gonna do a assignment today because this was kind of just our first session. But the next time we meet for a half an hour, even though I went a very long time over this time, but the next time we meet, we'll do some activities, mainly reading based or writing based. And then we will give you an assignment that we did. And if you want one-on-one help with that assignment, and it's going to be linked with speaking and listening, reading and writing. If you want help with that assignment, then what we'll do is we'll give you our STC pay account, or we'll give you our account to transfer the transaction. If you want to work if you work in the group will be a group session for 1 hour. Okay, will be 50 riyals. Okay, that's a group for 1 hour. If you want a private one-on-one session, okay, for 1 hour, it's going to be 150 riyals. This is a private one-on-one session for 1 hour. Okay,
This is for what?
So if you want,
this is a price for, it stands for what?
So if you want a private session based on the assignments that we give you one-on-one, or you could do the group sessions for 50 riyals, and we spend an hour with you in a group. Okay, but
You
the
mean
30 minutes.
if we did it one by one, you want 150 riyals, but if we did it in group session, we want 50.
50,
is that right?
Right. Yes, that is right. The free sessions are always free. The 30-minute sessions will always be free for you. But for us to, if you want us to work one-on-one with you concerning the assignment that we give you, then we can either do it in a group session right after that, or the next day after that call, give you a chance to do the assignment, or we can do a one-on-one session if you don't want to work in a group and you just kind of want a private session with us. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce Nikita, and she will do all of the intermediate, and then we'll have another teacher who speaks fluent Arabic do all the basic sessions, the free sessions. All right, free and one-on-ones or groups. All right, so I'm going to introduce Nikita. She's going to say hello to you, and you can ask her any questions you want. All right. Were you already there? Yep. I'll mute myself.
Hi guys, good evening. How are you? My name is Miss Nikita, as my introduction video. I'm a native speaker from South Africa, and I think I've worked with some of you guys before. So as Mr. Ray said, for the group activities, I'll be one of the intermediate facilitators, as well as individual one-on-one sessions. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, you can either send me a message on WhatsApp in the group privately, or if you have any questions for me right now, feel free to just pop me a message privately on the Zoom call, and then of course I'll take my time and I'll respond to all of you. Okay, have a lovely evening, and I hope to join in with the next session that we have. Okay.
All right. Let's see. All right. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions they want to ask before we leave the call? Any questions? No questions?
I have a
Alright.
question, Mr. Ray.
Sure.
I'm sorry for that, but I didn't know how to pronounce your name.
No problem.
Can you pronounce it for me?
Ray, R-A-Y, Ray. Like
Just like that?
Stingray, just like that. Stingray, Sugar Ray, Sun Ray,
Thank-
Cool Ray.
Anything is suitable.
That's fine. Any other questions? No other questions? All right,
No,
so
thank you.
all right, so I will send another link for another free 30 minute session, and it'll be 30 minutes next time. It'll be actual assignments that you can do. So we'll download the assignments for you beforehand, and then we'll go over, talk about those sessions right on them. And again, if you want help outside of the 30-minute sessions, then you can follow one of those procedures that we talked about earlier. Someone's writing in Arabic. I don't speak Arabic, and I don't read Arabic, unfortunately.
She's
So-
saying what did he say last thing? What the last thing he did he ask for anything?
No. So again, I'll put a link for the next session, next 30-minute session, just so you guys know I'm pretty busy because I have some, I'm doing some studying myself, some research. So when I have some time, I'll give you a notice, normally 2 days in advance. I'll give you a notice when we'll do a 30-minute session for free. And it's normally going to be either 6 o'clock at night or normally 6 o'clock in the evening or later on at night, maybe 9 or 10 o'clock. All right. I know you guys stay up late because you send messages at 1, 2, 3 in the morning. So I know you're late. So that's good. That's good for me too. All right. If there's no other questions, then we will see you during the next 30-minute session. All right. We'll see you soon.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have books that help us to improve our language?
Speaking or listening or reading or writing?
Reading or speaking?
So for reading, the read theories are really good. Also reading is just to go out and read. Actually having reading classes will help you. So there's nothing that can replace a nice reading class with a teacher. But try to read on your own. Read Theory is a very, very good free site. I like Read Theory because it's free and it starts off easy and then it gets progressively harder as you do more quizzes. So that's why it's important is to do as many quizzes as you can. Speaking is just getting out there, speaking with people in English or any language that you want to learn. So find some friends who speak English and try to engage them as much as you can. The more you engage, the better your language is going to become. So with a combination of listening to movies, watching movies, listening to songs, watching the news, reading, and then trying the language to speaking will definitely improve your English.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right, somebody wrote, is it going to be every Monday? I can't promise every Monday, but what I will promise is that we'll give you a 2-day notice. 2-day notice before we do a next free session. All right. All right. We will see you the next 30-minute session. Bye-bye.